Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today's video is sponsored by Keeps. We do sponsorships every once in a while to help fund our bigger projects, so thanks to our sponsor, Keeps. Today, we're going to be focused on ponds, and we have built all kinds of ponds here on the Christopher Scott channel. Everything from kiddie pool ponds, to front porch ponds, to backyard ponds, all kinds of ponds. Today, we're going to be building our largest pond yet, my very first pool pond, and I'm asking for you guys to come along on this journey with us. Before we get into this video today, I want to go ahead and hear a word from today's video sponsor, Keeps. Thanks for sponsoring today's video, Keeps. Let's take a look. Did you know that 2 out of 3 men will experience some sort of male pattern baldness before they are 35 years old? You have any idea about that? I wish I'd have known that when I was your age and could have done something about it. But you have time to do something about it. So today is your day to do something about it. Something to protect your hair. So my question is, have you ever been concerned about losing your hair? Like as a man, have you been concerned about looking like me and having no hair and having to wear a wig? I got some news for you today you're going to want to listen to. I want to tell you all about Keeps. Keeps is a subscription-based service that tailors treatment directly for you using actual doctors that you can consult with. And they'll send those treatments straight to your door. And in most situations at half the cost of a pharmacy treatment plan. Now, what about that does not sound good? I'm offering you right now 50% off your very first order for Keeps. And why am I offering you this? Well, because if I'd have found Keeps a long time ago, this is what you get to see every single video I make. Is long blonde flowing locks, because this is in fact my natural hair color. It's my natural hair color, right? Yeah, it's my natural hair color, but I don't get to do that. But you, each one of you out there, if you are a male who happens to be worried about your male pattern baldness, and what I suggest to you is make sure you go and take advantage of your 50% off offer of your first order by going to keeps.com/Christopher Scott, or just simply clicking the link in the description. Once again, that is KEEPS.com/Christopher Scott, and take 50% off your order. And you pick you up some Keeps. Give them a try. Because I'm telling you now, if I could do it and it would save my hair, I would for sure be subscribed every day, all day, for the rest of my life. Because who wants to give up beautiful hair like this? And in fact, I may wear this for the rest of the video. So with that, guys, make sure you visit my link in the description. Go check out Keeps, pick you some up, and don't end up like me, bald. Guys, we are here at Walmart for our very first ever pool pond. That's right, I have never owned a pool pond before, and we are buying a pool pond today. Now, if you are here from Brenton's channel or Fanatic's channel, then you're probably asking yourself, why is he buying a pool pond? Didn't Brenton just buy him a pool pond? Well, yes, he did, but we had a little bit of problem with it, as we do with everything with Brenton, and let's take a look and see what happened. This is always exciting. That's why you always have your camera at the ready. Well, I wonder why he's here. And now he's waving at me. Okay, well, let's see what this is about. Why are you here so early?
My present.
You brought me a present of you?
Yeah. Well, I have a surprise.
I figure since it's 8:37 in the morning and you're upright, there must be something going on.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yes.
I forgot it rained. It's been in the truck bed for like 3 days. It's beautiful. A pool!
You bought me that?
Yeah!
For real? Oh my,
wait.
Oh my gosh.
A pool! Ta-da!
Are you strong enough?
Can you not hurt your back, please? Okay. Okay.
My goodness.
Okay, you just saw that little clip. I showed up at my house today and Brenton was at my house. And if you don't know Brenton is a fellow YouTuber. He goes by the name of Finatic. I'm sure most of you know who he is. But he just surprised me with my first ever pool for a pool pond. I was talking to him last week while I was out of town, explaining a situation about some fish that I needed to get, asking him if I could house them in his pond temporarily. And I come home and here he is. He's bought me a pond. So Brenton, I wanted to say thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. So thank you for that. So we're gonna be putting this right out here in the yard. You have our backyard pond right here that is looking so good. And we're gonna have this pool pond right outside of that. Before we set this up, we need to head out to Home Depot, pick up some very important supplies to make this pool pond successful. So let's get out and get those and get this thing set up. All right guys, well we're back with our supplies. So we're gonna be putting this pool pond in this open area right here, but I have these massive trees that are around that drop acorns, pine needles, pecans, pine cones, all kinds of trees that drop stuff. So it'll be perfect right here in the middle. But because they drop all this stuff, I need to go ahead and rake this up and we need to lay something down to protect this pool from actually getting a hole in. So let's start by preparing this area for this pool. We just want to make sure that we get all of the sticks and anything sharp off the ground. And we're going to lay down this 10mm thick tarp that this pool will be set up on top of. This will prevent anything from poking holes into the bottom, causing leaks. Well, we got this thing filled up, but we have a major problem. Yep, of course we do. See that spot right there? Yep, that's flexseal tape. And there's some flexseal down here as well. But if you notice, coming this way, you notice all this dark all along here? It looks like a shadow, but it's not. So that is actually water underneath here because this thing is freaking leaking. You can see the water standing right there, and there's water standing here. It's leaking right there on the seam. It's not something that we could have prevented. We've tried to flex seal it. It's not working. So now you understand why we're back at Walmart buying another pool pond, and that's because the other one was leaking. And you know, of course everybody said we should just flex seal it, and we tried, but it still continued to leak. And well, we're not about putting our fish in danger, so we're here to get a new one. We returned the other one. We're getting a new one today. Let's get home and get this thing set up. All right, guys, well, we are back at the house and we have this pool completely set up and completely full of water. It is ready to go. What we did is we laid down a huge 10mm tarp, and the tarp wasn't quite big enough, so when we laid it on this side over here, we cut some of it off and put that over here, so none of the pool bottom is actually touching the ground, which is good. We're gonna come back and we're actually gonna cover all of this with mulch. We'll probably do that in this video, don't know yet, but I wanna show you something. Do you see this ant bed right here? For anybody in the world that doesn't have to deal with fire ants, you are absolutely lucky. So I have to say, overall, this pool pond at $199, it is 12 foot in diameter, it is 33 inches high, which gives you right at about 1,800 gallons, 2,000 gallons, something like that. But overall, for $199, this thing is working out perfect so far, other than the fact that we had to replace it. But on a scale from 1 to 10, as far as difficulty, 1 being the least difficult, 10 being the most difficult, it was like, honestly, a 2. I mean, it was so simple to set up. So highly recommend this thing if you want a pool pond that is cheap and easy to set up. So for filtration, what we're gonna be using is some red lava rock and this plastic bin. Now inside this plastic bin, we got a bunch of other goodies. We have a UV pond clarifier, which is this guy right here that's working on this pond, and that is why this pond is crystal clear. You can see all the way to the bottom is all because of this clarifier right here. So we want to make sure that this water stays crystal clear as well. And then over here, we have some random parts for a build we're about to do to support this, and we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. So let's get into this.
I'm using a series of 1-inch PVC pipe with multiple different type of connectors, and I'm building a frame perfect for this filtration box to sit right down inside of. Once I built this and I set the box in, I realized it needed some sort of a support brace, so we came back and added that to hold the weight of the filtration media.
All right, guys, well, I went ahead and got the filtration box set up. We also have the stand for it already in the pool pond over there. But what I've done is I've cut a little notch out of the top of this little box right here. And I'm gonna show you what that's for in just a minute. But before we get into that, we need to go ahead and clean off all of our biological media for this box. And what we're gonna be using is some lava rock. And really what we need to do is just dump this right into this bucket to wash it off. All right, guys, this will be our filtration box holding our biological media for this pool pond. And we'll talk about how I designed it and why in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and get this biological filtration set up. So essentially, the water will feed from that pump there up the hose into this filtration box. So let's see if this works. Now, granted, that inlet over there will actually be upright with some rocks on top of it to keep it held down. I put it inside of that aquatic basket just simply so no fish can get sucked up in it. And there's the filtration in all of its glory. Well, it's not done yet. We've got one more thing to do, but that gives you an idea of what it's gonna be like. So let's finish this up. Before we can do anything else, we need to go ahead and dechlorinate this entire pool. In order to do that, I need to use some sort of a dechlorinator. I could use my absolute favorite API product, which is this Aqua Essential, which is concentrated enough to do this. But that is really aquarium based. We need pond based. So why not use the API Pond Stress Coat?
Now that we have this pond completely dechlorinated, it's on to my favorite part, which is planting. And we're going to start by planting this massive pothos right here in this filtration box. The root system will grow all throughout the filtration box, and the leaves will grow over and fall down into the water, and, well, it'll help keep nitrates under control, and it helps hide this overall filtration system. Next, we're going to be adding some of my favorite floating plant, and that is Amazon frogbit. And if you happen to need any aquatic plants for any of your setups, make sure you visit freshwaterscrub.com and use the code POND for 10% off all of your orders, plants, merchandise, anything until June the 15th, 2022. Another great plant we sell over at freshwaterscrub.com is this hornwort, and hornwort makes for a great plant. It can float, it can be planted, it can be tied to things. Wonderful, wonderful plant. We're going to go ahead and drop some of this in the filtration box to start because it will help remove nitrates from the water, and it's a great nitrate remover. Also, this came out of my pond and it's covered in beneficial bacteria which will help jumpstart the cycle in this pond, making it safe to add fish faster. We're going to take a quick break from building out this pool pond for just a moment because I just got a notification from the Nextdoor app. Somebody is trying to get rid of a red-eared slider turtle. Well, you know how we are. We're going to go pick this thing up and give it a great home.
We are about to pull up to get this little, well, it's not a baby, it's 4 years old, but still, it needs a new home. So we're going to take it and we're going to give it a great home. A home that it will absolutely love. And maybe a playmate for little turtle soup. Who knows? But we're here. All right, buddy, what's his name? Tuck?
Turtle Tuck.
And how old is he?
He's about 5 years old.
5 years old,
Put him in here just so he wouldn't thrash around.
Well, he's gonna do fantastic. Did your dad show you the enclosure he's going into? Yeah?
We couldn't ask for anything better.
Okay, well, he's gonna have a little playmate. Turtle Soup is what we call him. That's actually a she. And then another one named Turtle Stew. So Tuck, Turtle Stew, and Turtle Soup.
Cool.
So they'll be all happy together. He'll have little goldfish to chase around and eat. He will be absolutely happy in there, I promise. So
that's awesome.
Well, good. Well, we really appreciate you guys giving him to us.
Too.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we are back home, and little Max Robert has our new turtle Tuck. And we're gonna go get Tuck into where?
The backyard pond.
Let's do this. We are back here with the backyard pond, and we're gonna go ahead and introduce little Tuck to the terrestrial side of this backyard enclosure. And there is little Tuck checking out the terrestrial area of this enclosure. All right, Tuck has figured out this terrestrial area here, so it's time to get Tuck into the aquatic section so Tuck fully understands how to get back and forth between the two. Enjoy your new home, Tuck. With that, guys, we need to come back to this pond. As you can tell, it is starting to get a little green in here, which is fine. We have plenty of beneficial bacteria in here. All is good from that perspective. And in fact, if you look in here, there is a whole flock of feeder guppies right there. You see all those? There's one there. Yep, a whole flock of them. And they have obviously been reproducing because those babies over there were not put in here. They were all adults that were put in here. So they've reproduced already. And I put those in here just to keep a bio load in here, as well as just make sure that whatever goes in here survives. Now, with that being said, everything is looking fantastic. So let's go back over here and just recap kind of what we've done here. Number one is, we built this amazing DIY filtration system, and it's a pretty simple concept, right? We have an input pump here that flows through the hose, dumps all the water into this bucket right here. This bucket is completely filled with biological filtration media, which is in the form of this red lava rock. We went ahead also and we added a whole bunch of hornwort into this filtration system, and that's just simply because, well, hornwort is a fantastic plant to help remove nitrate. This big old pothos right here will also help remove nitrates, but overall this thing is a pretty simple setup. It's just simply dumping the water into the biological, then dumping the water into the pond. We also will be putting some mechanical filtration into this aquatic plant basket where the pump actually sits, and then it'll be turned over and sat down. We'll do that at a later time. May not be a part of this video. I kind of wanted to talk to you about what it was going to look like. So with all the algae coming up and the fact that the water is losing clarity, we need to go ahead and implement the same thing on this pond that we did on this pond, and that is adding an inline UV clarifier. These things are about $100, but they are the absolute best thing ever for keeping your water crystal clear, and that's what's going to keep this pond's water crystal clear as well. So we're going to go ahead and add that, and then this pond will be done. It'll be ready for fish. So my question to you is, what kind of fish would you like to see in this pond? Oh, wait. My Keeps ad is over. I can take this off now. But make sure that you go ahead and visit keeps.com/Christopher Scott and go ahead and take advantage of that 50% offer today. But anyway, I want to know, I just need ideas. What do you guys think should go into this outdoor pond? We're gonna put a cover over it to make sure whatever we put in, I got hair all in my sunglasses, like seriously, come on. So we're gonna put a cover over it in case we get anything that jumps. That pond right there, that pond's doing really well too. And in fact, it's been a few days, we put a new inhabitant into that pond. That new little inhabitant's name happens to be Tuck. And if you look around right here, oh my goodness, do you see how green and beautiful this frog bit is? Look at this right here, look at that. Wouldn't you like to own some of that? Make sure you visit freshwaterscrub.com and use the code POND for 10% off your order. I mean, look at how great that looks. But checking out our new, oh my gosh, look at that right there. That is some of that golden Nisea. We got all kinds of stuff that's in here. I mean, looking fantastic. So if you need any plants, make sure you check it out. But let's go over here and check out Tuck. I saw Tuck a minute ago. I came back over here looking for him just to see where he was. He was not in the water. So we're gonna come over here and look right here because he's gonna be right under here. Well, he was under there. He was under there a minute ago. Tuck has ghosted me. You know who else has ghosted me? Not only Tuck, but also, oh nope, there she is, right there. Oh no, that's Tuck right there. Look at that. Tuck has buried himself in the dirt and is under there. And oh my gosh, look at that. We have Tuck and we have Turtle Stew right there buried next to one another. We're gonna cover them back up just so they don't, you know, get disturbed, but they are doing fantastic. Everything is looking fantastic back here in the backyard, and I cannot be happier with my new massive 2,000-gallon pool pond that is going to get some massive fish. Well, maybe, depending on what you guys decide, and put in the comments on what we should get. I hope you went on to enjoy this video. Thank you so very much for coming and checking us out and watching all of our videos. And also, I'm gonna go ahead and thank you up front for visiting keeps.com/Christopher Scott and taking advantage of your 50% off offer today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you guys. Thank you so very much for coming and checking out our content. We cannot express gratitude enough in words. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. And if you have not followed us on Instagram or Facebook, make sure you check out the links in the description for that as well. Give us a follow over there, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe as well. But with that, guys, thank you, and hey, we will see you next time.